phalange. I'm not sure if this is going first, second, third, or first, second, third. I don't remember the exact combination. The other way? First way. Okay. This way. First, second, third?
No, the other way.
First, second, third. Okay. First phalange. Well, this is the first finger, but they're all phalanges. But in any event, or phalange, I guess is the proper pronunciation. And then this one's about 1/3 less than this one. And this little doodaddy at the end is about 1/3 less than that one. And so that's one of the proportion things that you kind of figure out as you go along. So we kind of just, one thing is try to figure out, well, where are that next one going to go and where's that next one going to go? And you realize that to a certain extent, sometimes this one, in many of us, is almost the same length. I think in females that's more prominent. That the ring finger and the index finger are I'm wrong. There's something I was reading about that in particular, that in many people it varies. It's quite often. Or is it the toe? Might be the toe.
I think it's the toe.
It probably, yeah, not hard. We'll get to the foot eventually. We've got enough problems with just the hand. In any event, you've got to get enough information to have a roadmap, okay, of where these elements are going to go. And then once I get one side, as I said, I would draw lightly, and that's what I did, very lightly, lines across, and I would then be able to keep my parameters the same. I have seen you guys do a lot of these things where all of a sudden one hand gets way bigger than the other or something like that. It's easier that way, okay? Just drawing lines across and things that can be erased. Artistically, something that I do all the time is this pencil draws pretty lightly. It can be erased. This pencil draws really darkly, which will give me grief if I want to erase things. I tend to make mistakes. Something I'm going to tell you and show you and give you information on is that drawing is certainly not an exact science. And it is a situation where you're going to make, for me, when I'm doing a figures study, is there anything in here? This is a newer pad, or someone left it behind or something. Doesn't matter. I'll show you. I'm going to make, like, any given drawing, there's 1,000 lines I draw. I'll draw 1,000 lines, and 500 of them are wrong. Okay? Back to 600. Batting 400 or something. Probably 600 are wrong, not 400. I'll make a lot of mistakes, but I'll do them relatively lightly, and I'll figure out the right ones as I go. After I figured out the right ones, then I will enhance the right ones, the ones I think are right, and I'll let the other ones just become background, become something else. Okay, long story short, I figure out this side, and I'm going to figure out that side. I'm going to put type in. Okay, I want to put type in. Okay. That's hard. Typography is hard. And as I said, my fonts that I would pick tend to have a lot of straight lines, which means I can use a ruler or a triangle and a T-square a lot. It's okay. But anything I can use a triangle and a T-square, I can draw the straight lines quick. It's the O's and the S's tend to still be hard. Okay, but that's not that tough. It's not all that difficult. I have a trick to do the type.
I have a question. On each picture, do you want it to just be one flat medium, or could I use like charcoal paints and India ink paint?
I've had students do that before.
Okay, that's okay.
And I'll tell you a quick story about that too. A lovely girl named Desiree who left our school to go do an internship at Disney places. Did incredible work. She worked on really large, 190-pound watercolor paper. It was always a cream color of some kind, but the pieces were gigantic. And she did hers in charcoal and watercolor, and she got good contrast out of it. And I find charcoal is something that has to be done on a larger scale. A little scale charcoal drawings get messy and hard to stay focused and everything else like that. So that's going to be fine. The medium is, yeah.
I don't you like
The
being
only
in front of
problem
the
with
camera.
ink, and inks in general though, is the all or nothing round.
Yeah.
You put it in, you mess up. Yeah. So you do this side over here, and it looks rocking good. It's nice, but then all of a sudden, oops, over here.
Oh, I know.
no Control Z, no Control Z. Now typography. Look what I got in my hand. I went to the computer. I wrote the bones of the human trunk, which was normally the first project, and my shortcut.
Use the right table.
Yeah.
Or the window.
Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. Hey man, I would probably put this in the window. Actually, what I do is I set this in the computer in Illustrator, and they've got the cool tools in there like a line and stuff like that. And there's a little slash right here that you can just barely see. What I did was I set the whole information, I grouped it so it wouldn't go changing its position or anything like that, because I wanted that arrangement. The bones and then of the fitting in between these larger size letters and things like that. And then I put a dot over here, and then I asked everything to get centered on it. So I now know where exact center is. And this isn't the way I would do it, but you know, you could measure something. But if I wanted to put the type, say, in the dead center of a piece of paper, you'd crease it a little bit, and now I know where dead center is. Okay, and I could make a mark right there, badly. I do this much more precision at home, of course. I'm just trying to show. But I put this up on the wall, and I set that like that. And I'd line up that mark with that, and I'd line up the paper with the top of this thing, because I know that was straight and square. Because the one thing really bad if you do this and the type's riding downhill, you know, I've got a big graphics background, you know, and business cards, things like that, where it's like, you know, I had a guy, he was at a portfolio show, and he goes, "Hey Kevin, what do you think of my card?" And I looked at it for a second, and I said, "Look pretty good, but you know, it's not very straight." He goes, "What do you mean it's not straight?" I said, "Not straight. Short straight. I did it on the computer. Yeah, but it's not straight." I looked at it, and, you know, it's a real easy way to measure these things, but it was off by like a 32nd of an inch, you know.
You can tell them.
Oh yeah, I used to in the ancient days, pay stuff and stuff like that. And I could put newspapers together and not use a T-square. I was good. But anyway, I put this up in the window, and don't tell anybody, but I trace it. You know, there's cheating and there's getting money or making money, folks. You know. You want to make money, you want to do it fast, or something like that. I can, you know, Will is good at doing type. He's been struggling on drawing the letters on his stuff for a long time. He's an illustrator of typography. Me, I'm a tracer. Okay? I can do this quicker, you know, and it'll look real good when I'm done, you know. And as I said, all these straight lines, you know, I'll normally set up something so I can actually use a T-square and a triangle and actually do that stuff real quick. And I do it with a real sharp, like that 003 pencil, something real sharp, so I hit the marks. Because oftentimes, if this starts to dull out at all, the thickness of it will give you, you know, different weights in there. And it's a detail thing. What time flies. Something that has made me money over and over again, in terms of graphics or whatever, is being that detail-oriented. Just hitting the marks. Getting two lines to come together correctly. Not crossing or whatever, not getting almost or whatever. And the computer will do a lot of that stuff that you guys have in the way. But I can actually do that and see it by eye. And I mean, it's one of those things that I've gotten work because of it. I had this, my first job was at that building right over there in Houston. A long time ago. It was the headquarters for the Bechtel Corporation. And I was working for nothing over there doing some real easy, crummy stuff. But the work I was doing was precision work, and the guy that was the boss, I was just helping out. I was just in there for a few minutes, more or less. The guy that was the boss was noticing how I did what I did and what kind of care I took to maybe put a paper flap on it and tracing paper thing. The information for the production problems was put on there.